I'm back. Hi there and greetings. Welcome, beer nerds. You probably don't remember me because I've been gone in YouTube years for about 100,000 years or about 6 months. But hey, I'm back. There was a time when I thought that I would have a lot more free time, but yeah. Anyway, Happy New Year. Welcome to 2020. No hoverboards, no flying cars, but we've got great beer. So we're going to start off this year with a new one, new to me at least, from Fremont Brewing Company, the Mod Pod IPA. So what is this one? Well, it's an IPA, duh. It's from Fremont, which is a Seattle brewery. In fact, if you want to mail them something, their address is on the can, Seattle, Earth. So you know where to find them there. They always say because beer matters. So this one has a really cool story. From the can, essentially this talks about the pods. So a pod is a group of, in this case, killer whales or orcas, and they live locally in Seattle. And this one is named after, so the pods are given numbers, or letters, excuse me, for identification. And this one is named after the matriarch of J-Pod, J2, who they think was around here for, said she was 107 years old, or what scientists estimate when they died. So they made a beer after her. And that is the Mod Pod IPA there. So it's going to be a 7% alcohol by volume there. No IBUs listed. We can always look those up if we need to. But really, this is going to be your standard IPA. It's got some tasting notes on there. Cool can, cool Northwest Native American artwork on the red can. So let's jump in. Let's pour. I haven't done this in a while. Let's see if I remember how to do it. Excuse me there. All right. So right off the bat, and it's always hard to tell in the light, this one is hazy. So they don't market it as a hazy, but it's hazy. So maybe that's just the style or how it came out, but it's a hazy beer. So that's neat. Unfiltered, kind of a light pale color with about a finger of white head on it. Nose it up here. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good fruity hops there. So what does it say on the can, real quick? So the tasting notes it says is tropical fruit, candied orange, and tangerine with an echo of malt sweetness. Well, I think there's going to be some sweetness just because of the haziness. Usually there's some kind of remaining sugars or something for that. I definitely get the sweet kind of candied tangerine smell. So I'll have to look at what the hop bill is in this guy, but nice on the nose. Good. Yep, it has a little bit of sweetness to it too. Anyway, let's just dive right in, man. Cheers. Okay. So, yeah. Initially, a lot of citrusy hoppiness with some bitterness on the front side. Very smooth, and then it finishes out a little bit sweet. So their notes were not wrong. Turns out they know their own beer. Yeah, I would say that is very much on the money. Good stuff there. Nice. Yeah, definitely a nice, almost puckery bitterness there. It's really it's got more bitter. I think a lot of the people, when you see a hazy-ish beer like this, assume it's a super sweet, but it's bitter on the start. And it kind of warms up to a sweeter finish with the malt there. But the hops are very much in the forefront there. It's a very hoppy beer. Not as much on the nose. On the nose, very fruity, very tropical fruit, oranges. But when you get on the taste, you get like orange, but maybe just a little bit of like the peel, like a little bit of that bitterness from the pith kind of flavor. So anyway, not a bad beer at all. Love the story. Stories are always cool. You're always, if nothing else, you're going to get me with a cool story. And this one definitely has a very cool story. So, yeah. So I'm trying to, what do I do here now? It's been a while. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to like come up with an arbitrary number that lets you know how much I like it. Yeah. Okay. Well, let me do that. Out of 10, because that seems like an emotionally satisfying number. I'm gonna give this one a 7.5 out of 10. I like it. It didn't blow my socks off, but it's literally, the world is awash with IPAs. Probably gets a little bit of a half point up because two things. One, it's got a cool story. You know, it's named after a 107-year-old killer whale matriarch. You know, I mean, if you had a nickel for every time you heard that story, which I think is a really cool local tie-in. But also, I think the surprise of this looking, and I know it's really hard to see with the lights and all the studio wizardry, you know, just this side of Star Wars that I pull off. But the haze makes you think of kind of more of a New England hazy IPA, or even those milkshakey kind of IPAs. I mean, there's a strong haze on this beer, and it's not. And so when you think milkshake beers, you're thinking like super, super sweet. And this one is not that. So yeah, I'd say this one is, without a doubt, I'd call it a 7.5, possibly bordering on 8 out of 10. So we do review also on Untapped. So if you want to go on the Untapped app, you can look. I have to knock it down to, they scale out of 5, I think. So we'll have a review up there as well. But no, I like it. I really think it's good. So remember now, I'm trying to think, oh, it's so hard. What do I do here? So check this thing out. It's available at least locally in Western Washington. I'm north of Seattle, and it's available. And check the Fremont website. I'll have a link in the comments section below for more information to the Fremont Brewery. But by the way, if you find yourself in Seattle, super cool place to check out. Highly recommend it. It's in the Fremont neighborhood of Seattle, so it should be pretty easy to find. I think that's it. Fremont Brewing Mod Pod IPA, 7.5 out of 10 beer. Check it out. Good IPA for all that ails you here going into the new year. So if I remember, this is the part where I'm supposed to ask you, just if you like what we're doing here, click the like button. And if you want to see more of this kind of content, then please subscribe. So do that. But other than that, we're knocking on the door of 50 subscribers, and that's with me taking 6 months off. So hey, hopefully I pop back up in some of y'all search feeds. If not, we'll see you there. But I think that's it. Let's wrap this one up. For beer nerds of the world, unite. Keep looking out for all that good stuff. Cheers.